What is up, everyone? Welcome to Life in the Fast Lane. I am Andy Lang with WagerTalk.com. We are going to go over this week's race. It's going to be the second one down in Austin, the COTA, the Circuit of Americas. And we don't have a whole lot to go on. This is only the second year they're doing this, but we're also going to recap Atlanta, and we're going to do the Ricky Stenhouse Award. Want to remind everybody, you can find all my picks at WagerTalk.com. We're off to a really good winning start this year, and I made the decision that I'm going to include all my Formula One picks in the NASCAR packages from here on out. So, for example, this week we've got a Formula One race in Saudi Arabia. If I have any picks for Formula One, those are just going to be included. So it's going to be more of a complete auto sports package, and not just NASCAR. So when we just have NASCAR races, you'll get all the NASCAR plays, but as a little bonus, we're going to throw in Formula One plays. So check that out at WagerTalk.com. Let's do an Atlanta recap real quick. William Byron wins stage one in the race. Ryan Blaney wins stage two. I'm going to start off by saying, sorry, I did not realize that this race was going to take the shape that it did. I knew they were using some of these restrictor plate-esque packages at Atlanta. I did not know they were going to turn Atlanta into a Daytona, Talladega type race. I completely whiffed on that one. I thought that it would bunch them up a little bit. I didn't know that we were just going to see a restrictor plate race on a track that was not designed to run like that. And we saw what happened, which was it was a crash fest. It was a disaster. It wasn't even really a race. And I'll take two stances on this. From a betting perspective, this is a bummer if this is what Atlanta races are going to look at, because this almost takes a really surefire, good betting track out of the mix. Atlanta, there were guys that you could just depend on year in and year out and race in and race out to do good at Atlanta. If it's going to be like this, it's a coin flip. And on another note, I was fine with Daytona and Talladega. I didn't need another race, crash fest, restrictor plate race. I didn't need it. I didn't want it. And this was a real bummer to watch it. I did not enjoy the race at all. I found it tough to watch, but I have to watch everything to try and handicap it. And halfway through the race, I said, "There's no handicapping this race. It's another Talladega or Daytona." So from a betting standpoint, that's a real bummer. And from a fan standpoint, it was a real bummer for me too, which leads into the Ricky Stenhouse Award. And so whenever I watch the race, I start making down notes for the Stenhouse Award. And so I started, making notes. Well, Eric Jones hits Almirola in the pits and spins. And then Ross Chastain's tire goes down, sends him to the wall as his leading. Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon wreck. And then Hamlin wrecks Larson. And then halfway through the race, I realized, you know what? The Stenhouse Award goes to NASCAR to make Atlanta this type of race. This was a gigantic swing and a miss. And I know they're dealing with new cars and they're going to attempt new things. This was a swing and a miss, and I hope they figure out a way to adjust it. The problem is without the restrictions, they were saying this new car goes too fast on Atlanta. So I don't know what the fix is. I just know I didn't enjoy that. I thought they took a classic track and turned it into a circus. So the winner is NASCAR itself for just a horrible decision to make Atlanta the type of race that it is, and I hope they get it fixed. So, all right, let us move on to this week's race. We're going to do a road course, and guys, I'm just going to tell you, this is a tough one. So first off, we try and look at track history. They raced here once. It was last year, and if you remember it, it was a gigantic rainstorm. We had some horrible incidents. Some of them were just downright terrifying as guys were running into the back of each other's cars because the rain was so bad. And then it ended up rain shortened. Chase Elliot won. Of course he did. So we kind of don't really have a real good read as to what to expect from this track. And add to that, now we got the new cars. And this is the first road course that they're going to be doing as part of the NASCAR season. So I guess the only thing that we can do is look at what's happened in the past at some of these road courses. And this isn't even necessarily just a road course because they use part of the big track. So what I've done is I've narrowed down the 2021 and 2020 Roval, and then I did the 2021 the races at the Daytona road course, and then I took last year's results and I just kind of meshed them together. And so here's what I've got. So Austin Cindric has only started one of those races, so he's gonna be your leader with an average start of third, but he didn't even finish inside the top 25. So, but here are your top 5 finishers when you calculate all those races. Joey Logano is a surprise to me. I don't remember him being this dominant, but easily the number 1 finisher with an average finish of 3.4. Chase Elliott is second at 7.4. Denny Hamlin, 8.6. Alex Bowman at 8.6. And Kyle Larson at 11th. So what you're seeing is only one person is average finish inside the top 5, and Chase Elliott and Hamlin 7.4 and 8.6. So you're seeing a lot of variety. Practice is going to be essential to watch, and qualifying it's shortened, so you're not going to be able to have a lot to take away. But take a look at practice. I know I'm going to do that. And qualifying, I normally don't worry about qualifying positions. Qualifying position is huge on a track like this. If you have a fast car, but you qualify in the back, you are playing with fire trying to get through the field. We've seen guys do it, but when you have to pass, 15, 20 cars to try and get to the front, your odds of making contact and ending up in the grass are greatly heightened. So a good qualifying run at this race is much more important than, say, Texas or, even a Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta. So look for qualifying, and I'm going to be supporting some of these guys that qualify good and hope that the pit stops don't get out of whack. Each week I do a new cars update, teams struggling and teams not struggling. I can't really say after last week's restrictor plate race, nothing's really changed for me. You can't really get a good feel for it. This is the first road course, but I will say Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott being 2 of the top 4 finishers at these types of tracks really kind of opens my eyes. And William Byron, if memory serves correct, William Byron has had some potential good finishes and got into a wreck or 2 on this track. So the other dark horse I would look at is Kurt Busch. He's been having a fantastic year. And again, he finished near the front. The magic that he's working in that car is really good. This guy is a really good road course racer. I believe he was leading either this race or one of the other ones when he spun himself out when he was in the lead. So take a look at Kurt Busch when you're doing your handicapping. Once again, I'm Andy Lang from WagerTalk.com. My NASCAR pack is up right now. You can grab that, and it's going to include any plays that I will have for the Formula One race in Saudi Arabia. So go and grab that. We're off to a really good start, profitable in 3 out of the 4 races. So very happy with that with the new car. Speaking of profitable, let us get into our free bet. This is a bet that I found on DraftKings, and this is one you can jump on right now. Austin Dillon over Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski has had a tough start to the season in his new team, new car. He had a good finish at Atlanta, and then he got busted cheating, which, make no mistake about it, they were cheating and they got caught. Their crew chief is now suspended for 4 races. They got docked a bunch of points if they make the playoffs, which they're probably not going to. So Brad is an ultimate fade this week. You got a course with a new car. You got a course with a new team, a driver on a new team, and they're not going to be without their crew chief. They've struggled all year, and the one race they did do good, they got caught cheating. So I get him against Austin Dillon. Dillon has finished ahead of Keselowski in all 3 non-restrictor plate races. So Dillon has the better team, the better car. He's going to have his crew chief. This is a no-brainer play for me. This is already in the NASCAR pack that I have up at WagerTalk.com, but why not give it out for free for everybody? So let's get this weekend started off right. So that's going to do it for Life in the Fast Lane. Shout out to Steve Merrill on WagerTalk.com. Shout out to Rocky Atkinson on SportsMemo.com. My good buddies from Life in the Fast Lane from the last couple years. So go grab that free bet. Go grab the racing pack on WagerTalk.com. Good luck. Let's have a great weekend. I'll see you next week on Life in the Fast Lane.